Iridescence. There is a black blue only seen when your mouth is shut. Its isness follows like a shadow into a closet. The exposed nerve of us wants to both blur and emerge sensitive in every room. But there are clauses to hypervisibility that I still don't want to obey. Like how the subject loses its ability to pretend or to slip their eyes away. The first time I saw weed was in the 6th grade when Tyler Clay flashed me his Ziploc of it underneath his desk. I laughed at both his stupidity and his courage, and I wanted to be like that. He had delicate facial features and was only a few shades darker than my mother. He told me I looked ugly when I smiled, and I proceeded to cover my face when I laughed for the next 2 decades. But this is not the story I want to tell you. When they speak of a spook, I think they must mean what haunts the body is less discernible than what inhabits it. When I was young, my skin was almost as light as my mother's. Jokingly, the milkman was said to be my father by my father, whose skin is as dark as my knees. How transparent must I be to say I want to look like the man who doesn't need any God to hide behind in any public space? Though I am an atheist, I often think of Jesus. Everyone wants Jesus to look like them. In truth, he had a scar from his ear to his nose, shaped like a trigger. He was not an attractive man. His hair would kink up soon after it felt a brush's teeth, and he rarely washed his feet. His greatest strength was that he could love himself through anything. In the car, my daughter tells my mother she doesn't have to forgive her abuser. My mother looks away out the window and weeps, and her reflection carries a calmness her face lacks. I agree with my daughter, but want to stop my mother's crying. My desire puts me in reverse and places me in 1978. In South Houston, somewhere in 3rd Ward, my mother is skipping school again. She is hiding in the living room closet. She would later tell me, speaking of school, I just couldn't do it anymore. With her teenage self hiding in the closet like a ghost, I hide with her too. She doesn't notice me. We see her mother through the cracks talking to herself, and she doesn't see us. I want to find new ways to be kind to my mother, so I start by staying silent as she surveils her mother, who carries on full conversations with herself. Listening with your whole self is a skill, like loving yourself is a skill. Before she was senile, your mother was tree tall like a juniper. Her skin was the color of my palms. My mother is hiding behind the covers and clothes on the rack, and I'm hiding behind the God of the closet. In a closet, we are all black the same. Now my mother is laughing at her mother. She is covering her face to hide her teeth. And I have never loved God more than this.